Welcome back to Themed Journals. My name is April. It's wonderful to be back. I had a fantastic time in Albuquerque. I love spending time with my grandson and my daughter and son-in-law. My daughter graduated from college, and it was great to see family. Okay, with that being said, we've got three different groups of things that I'm going to be working on as projects in the next couple of months. One section is going to be called Bits and Bobs, episode 1 through how many ever. And then another one is going to be Busting the Paper Scraps, episodes 1 through how many ever. And the third one is going to be Using My Stash, episode Can Only Buy Glue, episodes how many ever through whatever. We're going to start with Bits and Bobs. And as you can see, I've got Aleene's white glue in front of me. And I've got some straws. So I'm going to take some straws, and you can make these long or short, but I'm going to make them about like this. And then they all tend to be about the same length after that. Okay, so since this one wants to get gluey first, let it get gluey first. And what you want to do is just roll it around in the glue. And yes, your fingers will get gluey too, but that shouldn't surprise us. April like gluey things. Okay, then what I'm going to do is roll it in the thread scraps that I've got. And I'm just going to run this around like so. You can see that now, for those of you who haven't seen me do this before, this is my threads, my extra threads from when I sew. I don't throw them away. I just stick them in a little bowl. I'll show you in just a second, until I make faux bohemian styled faux eyelash trim beads. And this is the base. All right. So I just put them in a bowl. The bowl looks like that from the $1.25 store. And then I just put my extra threads in here until I start using them up. And this is how I use them. I make faux eyelash thread beads from them, bohemian beads, because we're going to make some more boho journals. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And I just take one of these tubes and I put it through my, as you can see, a lot of the smaller threads like to come out of the bowl at the same time. All right, so you just want to glop on the glue like so. Okay. Then I grab a bunch like this, and then I just put it around my tube, my straw. So the idea is to wrap the longer threads around the tube so that you can so it sort of looks like that. And you want the threads to be mixed up. We'll trim them when they get a little too wild. But yeah, that's the basic idea right now. All right. Okay, and then when you get that done, you just set it aside and go for the next one. So they each take on a little, you know, character of their own. Not a single one of these is the same. And that's the beauty of, that's how come they're so beautiful, is because they're all different. So see how beautiful these things are? So if you need a little bit on top, just to get the end down that's sticking up, that's okay. You just put a little glue on top. Now let's see if we can get some more out, because I got a lot left. Okay. Well, here I thought that that was going to come out now. Got a little bit out. I think that there's a goop of glue in there, like you know, I keep on clearing this clog, and once the glue comes down, the clog comes down too, and I have to start all over, making sure that the clog is not clogging in the sea there. And now it seems to clog up again. So I get the whatever piece of glue is inside, I unclog it, and then because this is coming out so fast, the clog comes back and clogs the tip. There we go. Maybe the glue clog came out this time. Who knows? Anyway, so far we've got 4 done already. And the idea is to hide the straw with the extra threads. Yeah. So this, what I call this, is faux eyelash trim charms. And since these are boho colors, I decorate them in boho style after they're dry, and they turn out to be really gorgeous. And you can use them on your boho journals. All right. Okay. Now, some people make bulky beads with fabric scraps. Other people will do it with actual eyelash trim. If you haven't been saving your thread scraps, then what you can do is, if you have eyelash trim, use that, or you can use different colorful pieces of thread or fabrics. And I got plenty of fabrics, so we can experiment with that too. See, that end wanted to come off. Just put a little bit of glue on it, and then look for the tails of the threads that are long, and then wrap those longer ones around the center, and you should be all right. All right. All right, then I just put another right. Yeah, the reason why I ended up using my fabric or my threads like this is because I was watching somebody on YouTube make eyelash trim beads. And I was like, oh man, I'd love to do that, but I've never had any luck finding eyelash trim. I don't know where people buy it from. But anyway, I didn't have any, so I ended up thinking, I was looking at my bowl like this, I was like, oh, that looks like eyelash trim, and then this idea was born. So I got my faux eyelash trims. So anyway, inspiration can come from anywhere. Probably have just enough for one more, and then I'll show you what we did. Ugh. All right. Now look at this mess I've got on my hands. So if you only end up with a little bit on your glue mat and whatever else, I just wrap all these up and throw them away. I save most of the threads from the landfill, and that makes me happy. I'm satisfied with the outcome. Yeah. See, all gone. All right, let me get some baby wipes. I've got to get all the gluey stuff off of my fingers before I can handle these. And I put all different sorts, every single color thread that I use, I put it in the same bowl. I don't separate the colors, but of course, if you want to separate the colors from like black from the purple and the white from the gold, no, that's up to you. But I don't have the time or the energy or the containers or the patience to do that. So with that being said, that's how come I have mixed colors. But you can tell through the layers what colors I use the most, and obviously I use gold the most. Sorry, I just hit you guys. Oh, my bad. I irritate myself so much sometimes. All right. Yeah, I've got it all over my lap. Oh, well. Okay, so let me get this out because I see, where's that end I saw? Oh, here it is. See how that's showing and some of that isn't glued on there, right? Yeah. All you have to do is put a little bit more glue on and give it a twist again. All right. Okay, so you can sort of see the different shapes and colors, and they don't, none of them look the same, as you can see. And these will be easier to look at once they dry. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bases. These are the bases of the things. And then what you'll need is some sea beads. Yep, I got reds and greens. You'll also need some thicker beads for the tops and bottoms of these. So let me show you the colors of the sea beads I've got. I got some new things. So you can see these sea beads, and then I got these, and I got these green ones, and then I've got one more style of green. Right here. So you'll need something like, you know, what I would call boho colors for your beads. You could use little pearls. You could use anything you want. Now I need, oh, I think they're over here. Hang on, let me look. So you see, you could use little things like this. See these little pearls? You could use those. You could use ends, beads like this for the end. All right. I prefer little ones that are slightly bigger. Let me see if I can show you what I mean. Oh, here we go. So see this chunky bracelet? I'm going to use these for the tops and bottoms. How beautiful is that? So that means I've got 2, 4, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3 full beads plus one for the one that I can use with something else. So I will go, and you know, you can use something like that. You could use something like this. You could use something like that. You could use something like this. also something like that. Something like that. Here's a reddish seed. You know, you can use seeds. Whatever is thick. So see, I've got this. I can take this out of and use this for a bottom. This one for a bottom. So, you know, you just have to find stuff from your broken jewelry, your odds and end beads. I could use something like this as well because they're big enough, and I think I might. Those are beautiful. Okay. So now you have an idea of what you need for the next episode of finishing these up and off. You also need gold metal thread, copper wire. I'm going to use gold. I'm going to use this one because it's already open. But you can use black. You can use like a gold. You can also use an actual copper color like that. You can use silver. I don't know what gauge this is, so please don't ask. I have no clue. I know I'm not very helpful today, am I? And so if you weren't here for the boho color, boho jewelry journals I made, here is a small example because I was going to use these for the mini journals that I was doing, but I had too many. So this is what the boho journals looked like, but this is a smaller scale. All right. Okay. So this is going to be the first bits and bobs. Oh, here. Let me also show you what you could do also. You could use shank buttons for the tops and bottoms as well. I got lots of shank buttons in different sizes and whatnot. See? Use a smaller shank button. Use a larger one. So, the possibilities are endless. You could use metal buttons. Again, shank buttons. Shank buttons. I probably won't use that one, but, you know, we're going to start using some buttons as well and stuff, so I think that would be cool. Anyway, just to get you, oh, look at how pretty this one is. This used to belong to a dress I no longer own. This is the spare button. Anyway, just some ideas to give you so you can get those collected. We're going to do the next video for Sunday, and, oh, here, you can also get this size if you wanted to. You could use these as well. These are bigger and probably would be better than the small ones. You can get these size beads because they would fit too. So if you're going to use these small ones for wrapping around this, you could use the big ones for either end. Okay? So the sky's the limit on what you can do. I mean, look at how pretty these buttons are. They're shank buttons again. Sky's the limit, and it's only limited by your imagination. You can also get these to use. Oops, I just dropped one. They're sort of like cuffs. I don't know what they're called, but that's what they look like to me. And that's what we're gonna be doing for the next videos, finishing these up, and then we'll go to something else and something else until I'm pleased with everything that we have. So anyway, thank you for joining me on today's theme journal journey. Get your things together, and after these dry, we'll come back and we'll do the next portion of this video. You all have a lovely day. Bye.